was homeless in Kampala here in Busega. If you know where the market is, I was the person fetching water for those people selling mamba. I want to promise that what has helped me from that guy is one thing: action. It doesn't matter whether the action is wrong or right. What matters is what have you done? We are in serious goat business. For example, I sold 30,000 goats at 650,000 each. It took me 2 months of good explanation at the Bank of Uganda.
How many goats total are under your management right now?
117,000 goats. We do a census every 6 months.
If someone wants to join YPA, what are the requirements and how much might it cost?
Now, let me show you how this business works. People confuse procrastination for God is time. After here, I'm going to see the head of the State House Investors Protection Unit. I'm a big-time investor in Uganda and East African countries. We are setting up a farm worth 50,000 acres in Tanzania. So a point is going to come, and even if I don't export my goats, I can command the market.
During this entire process, what has been the most outstanding moment for you?
The most outstanding moment for me was the day I had 37,000 people all seated at Kororo, and they had not come to see the president, they had not come to see Bobby Wine or Chameleon, and these people had come to hear from what I.
Thank you for coming on the show, Ben. I'm very excited to have you here today. For those who do not know you, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Obed Ben. Shera Twinamatsko or Kuringama Manzi.
Okay.
So, because the other names are so hard, so I save the people the hassle and call myself Obed Ben.
Yes.
And that is what people commonly know me for. Of course, others call me the goat man, like the president called me the goat man, and others call me President Waba Mfunampola. Yeah, I'm the Mfunampola big time. Eh?
Yes.
So I am the MD at Youth Platform Africa, called YPA in brief. I have a lot of things that I do. A lot. Some of them are formal, others are informal. But the best of all is that I can sacrifice everything else for is the goat business.
The goat business.
The goat business.
I'm happy to hear this because this is our topic for discussion today. The top question that I have is, I want you to do the math for me. I've seen several social media posts where you're talking about goat farming is better than land in some cases. It is better than most of these other investments that people do. If you can break it down for a person who has no idea about this, how would you roll it out?
When you look at real estate, maybe in the 17th century, in the 18th century, land really mattered a lot. But today, the best you can get from real estate is 1% per month on return of investment. If you have a house of 1 billion, you're guaranteed of 10 million at most. In a year, that is 120 million, which is equivalent to 12% per annum. But there are some things that are untouchable and will stay untouchable till the end of life. If the world is going to end, the day it will end, people will eat. Does it make sense? Elon Musk has a lot of technology. Oh my God. But he has to eat. He doesn't eat technology.
True.
He doesn't eat the wires.
True.
He must eat real matter, real food. And he's the manufacturer of that food, the farmer. So, answering your question with that background shows you the importance of what I'm talking about. Agriculture is the oldest and the most important sector in the world. 8 billion people, all of us need that sector. So this proves that I have what we call eternal market. What makes us get little money and not get the profits is that we have little produce. For example, I'll show you a quotation that we made. I will not go very far. A quotation that we made yesterday. Now, this person wants about 20 tons of meat, and it is going to Colombo. So you can read through. They want 20 tons of meat, and the quotation is about 350,000 US dollars in total. And 20 tons means that you need about 1,000 goats. So for you to even think of making a quotation, you must have 1,000 goats home. But you only have 2. And what option do you have left? To sell to me who has the order. How do I take the order? Because I have the 1,000. Whether you sell to me or not, I'll still service my client. You get? Mm-hmm. So I'll buy the 2 goats at a rate I feel I'm comfortable with. You don't dictate. You don't decide the price because you don't have what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling the other day, I made a post and I was telling people that today, if you join the goat business, you might have a chance to become maybe a Reham. I'm sorry, but they will still understand that Coca-Cola is bigger than Reham. So if you join today, you might become Reham. But if you join 10 years later, you will become those small soft drink companies. And I'll be Coca-Cola. So I'll be the capitalist in the goat world. Because right now we are the best, we are the biggest in East Africa. Give me 5 years, who will be the best in Africa? Give me another 5 years, the world will be knowing goats. If I have 10 million goats, I will have cut a record that is nowhere in the world. And no one is planning for that. It's only us. So, why do we choose goats in the first place? In the Bible, people decided to deny gold simply because they were not eating meat. Make a function without meat. You'll test what?
They say we didn't eat.
You'll test the fury of people.
Yes.
Now, after knowing the prices, people buy meat in UAE, in those countries at very high, good prices, between $10, $15, $14, $13. Here we are selling for about $6, $4, $5, maximum $8. You can't go beyond 8 in the country. Why? There is plenty. Everyone can sell the 2 goats to the next butcher. But now you have to get outside, jump somewhere. Now, with that, you add on the experience of managing the goats. My average weight for a goat is about 35 kgs. So what does 35 mean? It means I have removed the intestines, the skin, the head, the hooves, and all I have is now meat. 35 kgs, that is the average weight. So even if you put it at the local market, which is less than $8, I'm going to be selling each meat for 20,000 Uganda shillings. Altogether. So when I sell for that low, which is about $6, $7, I'll be able to get $700,000, which is closely equivalent to $200. Altogether. So
700,000 shillings.
700,000 shillings.
Yes.
I'll be selling it to 200, that is $200 around that.
Yes.
So if my goat is going for $200 and I have 1,000 goats, it automatically means I have $200,000. You get my point?
Yes.
Each goat gives me at least 2 goats a year. That is the bare minimum. The bare minimum, the impossible minimum. 2 goats. It means it gave birth to 1 in 6 months. Then in another 6 months, it gave birth to one, which is almost impossible because how many kids your goats produce depends on the breed.
Yes.
And the maintenance.
Yes.
So, and that is what I'm an expert for.
Yes.
I may not know how to operate a camera very well. I may not know how to talk well, but I know how to operate a goat well. To the extent that I can make a phone call and do what we call surgery on a phone call. On a phone call. And we operate, get out the kids, close the wound, and the goat is okay and the kids are okay. That is how good I am. I don't have a degree.
Of course.
No. I'm actually a journalist by profession.
That was a question I had in your background.
I don't have a degree, I don't have masters, I don't have even a certificate in goat management.
Experience.
I have been to 123 countries learning practically what it means to do goat farming in business. Where there's cows, chicken, sheep, any other thing, I don't. And I wanted to become an expert in that management. So assuming our goat gives us the bare impossible minimum, which is 2, in 6 months, each goat is going to be giving me 20 kilograms. I'm looking at meat. The problem is when people look at breeding as a business. We have a lot of YouTubers, but they're only breeders. And for a breeder to get a sale of 100 goats, it takes them 6 months. Even if you sell each goat for maybe $1,000, 100 goats times 1,000, that is just 100,000. I'm not talking about agriculture, I'm talking about agribusiness. Some people who go for agriculture for a business, not for culture.
Yes.
We are looking at agribusiness in them. So there are 4 types, actually 3, the major ones. Dairy, people rear goats for dairy, which is milk. Meat, which is the best for me. Then breeding. Then others go in for services, which is not very common. I think it's only YPA doing that. Services, helping you manage on your behalf. Mm-hmm. So this is something we have created. It has not been in the back where we manage for you at our farms or at your farms. CEO Insights Uganda has a farm in Chanamukaka, Masaka, Uganda. But they don't have time. They're in Kampala, they're building their condos and they're selling them, and they feel even if they went there, they would add no value. Give the business to YPA, YPA manages for you. We set and do an MOU, we have targets, we have direction where we're going, and we give you projection of how soon we will get there. So we sign and know what is my take, what is your take. Then we go and operate. Then also CEO Insights Uganda might say, no, I don't have land. Oh, I have, and I don't think even if I bought land, it would make a lot of sense. So I have little money. So let me buy goats, you rear for me at your farm. We still do the contract, and I am rearing for you at the farm. CEO Insights on a weekend can go and see their goats because they are tagged against their names. And if they don't have time, they will just wait. In this contract, they go knowing exactly how much they get. You start your journey knowing how many goats you'll have at the end of the journey. So you can even plan that when I get these goats, I'll do this. And that is how we are telling people that we're going to have the tallest building in Uganda using the goats at the end. How is it possible? You guys are crazy. But they are forgetting that we have the only goat house in East Africa. It is the only goat house. There's no other goat house in this country, in all of East Africa. How did we get the goat house? Goats. So how are we going to get the tallest building named goats? Goats. They should just watch the space. You know, time never lies.
Of course.
So when you're in breeding, you're only guaranteed of little by little growth. It is a baby step growth. But when you're doing meat production, it is infinite. It is as big as you can think. Because the breeder by the time the breeder gets $100,000, I am already in millions of dollars. Why? In a day, for example, I sold 30,000 goats in a day last year. It took me 2 months of good explanation at the Bank of Uganda.
To explain where the money came from.
You
They
guy,
did not believe it.
you want to overthrow the government. What are you planning to do? I'm like, no, look, there are people who sent this money. They have an office. You go and where did they get it also? So it took them a lot of time to believe that someone can buy 30,000 goats at 650,000 each. It did not make sense. And I'm expecting the same deal this year in about August.
From the same people? Or
the same people. Okay. Because they wanted about 180,000.
So you need to alert BOU in advance. So that, it is very true. When a huge transaction is coming, you have to alert the banker. Exactly. So that you don't go through this process.
Exactly. But now there will not be a lot of alarms because they know what we do and the kind of business we are in. We are in serious goat business. Leave alone this kwara trying here. So why I don't do goat breeding? If you want goats from me for breeding at your farm, you must be a member. If you're not a member, even if you have $100,000, I will not give you goats. Why? Because I want access to those goats. If you take them, I want to be sure that one time if you're selling, I'll be the buyer. I'm creating my chain. So if you're not buying from me and you don't want to stay connected to me, then don't buy. Keep your money. Go and buy from the Kwara markets, no problem. There are other breeders. Because my business is not breeding, my business is meat production. So I have the market bigger than the supply. So don't bother buying from me. Breeding gives you small clients, 5 goats, 10 goats, and that is very little. And meat gives me a pool. It's like an ocean. 20 tons a day. For example, today I'm selling 10 tons a day. Every day, 10 tons. That is 10,000 kilograms.
From your farm, this is the going...
This is the supply now. And that is not because that is what the market wants. That is my limit. I can't go beyond that.
The demand in the market is much higher.
It's higher. It's like 20 times more. But I can't get the goats. Can you? Should I give you the offer?
No, of course not.
Actually, I can use your platform. If anyone on this platform know someone with goats, it doesn't matter whether it is our breed or not. What we want is the goats. Those people want goat's meat. So please let them reach out through Google or look for YPA. If you put YPA Goats, you'll find us and you get to know our offices, our contacts. Call and let's buy those goats. Don't suffer with the market. Now, let me show you how this business works and why it is better than any business I've done. A goat gives me 2 kids. In 6 months, each kid will be giving me 20 kilograms. Minimum. 20 kilograms, if I sell them for 20,000 each, it means I'm going to get about 400,000. And I'm getting 400,000, 400,000. And each goat, I use only less than 65,000 shillings a year to maintain 1 goat.
You see the shock on my face. I'm surprised.
And that is reality.
This low price is in the food you already have, is in open grazing. Why is it so low?
It is in the numbers. If you have 10 goats, you can't experience that kind of rate.
Okay.
You must have at least 100.
Okay.
It is from 100 that you can count that money.
Okay.
And that is how the goat goes. How together? Mm-hmm. And remember, I'm selling 2 kids from 1 goat. I bought the goat at 700,000 shillings, and now it is giving me 800,000 shillings as profit, so the gross profit. So I remove the cost of production. Assuming the mother goat, I used 65, then these other kids have used 35 each. So the total is going to be 135. So 800 minus 135, okay, 150. I have a difference of 650. That is close to 100% of return. But remember, we have used the bare minimum. If we use the average minimum, it will be about 4 kids. So 4 kids times 400,000 shillings, that is 1.6. 1.6 minus, let's say, 300 in what? In the costs of production, I will have 1.3 per goat. So if I have 1,000 goats and I'm getting 1 million, that is $1.3 billion.
Let me ask, before you go further, let me ask all these questions that I have here. You mentioned the concern of off-takers. If someone has their goats and a middleman comes to buy, because you're not yet big enough, and this middleman is dictating prices, how does a person overcome that?
Grow the numbers. You have to suffer. It's like when you ask me, how does someone overcome crawling? They have to keep eating, they have to keep feeding, they have to keep healthy, so they start walking, then eventually they run, then eventually they...
It's part of the process.
It's a part of the process. You have to suffer right now, altogether, and grow. That is, if you want to move along, you get. But if you are wise enough, you'll find a big... It is not good, it is not wise to become the wheel on the bicycle than become a nut or a screw in a trailer. If I'm a screw in a trailer, I'll go to Tanzania and pick goods worth 300 million. If I'm the tire on a bicycle, the best I will do is 1 sack, which is worth 100,000 shillings. Does it make sense?
I see.
So even when you're the king in your house, but your kingdom is 50 feet squared, it is still not a kingdom.
About a big fish in a small pond.
Exactly.
Versus...
Thank you. I would rather be the small fish
in a big
ocean. So because I have chances of survival, I have chances of growth, I have chances. So if someone is with YPA, they can't face that problem. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Because I already have the market and I need the meat and you are my member, so I consider you of higher person. So if you're not a member, why would I care? So the wisest way and shortest way is to join the big players. That is why we have BNI. That is why I have lottery. That's why I have those big companies.
You grow,
we keep joining them. Why do we join them? Because we want to grow. They are already big. Does it make sense? Yes. But if you want to grow your small company, you have to face the process.
The challenges.
The challenges. You have to pay full price. Now you have a gezi. They skip some process. There's some steps, and there's no wrong about skipping some classes. No. I did my P7 when I was in P5, and here we are. you get.
Let me ask. You mentioned someone does not have land, but they're interested in the business. They can come and join, buy their goats, come and check on them routinely. So that's okay. Check mark. Someone has a farm. You can come and manage their farm on their behalf. Check mark. That's okay. Someone has his acres of land, 20 acres, 50 acres, somewhere far. Can you go and they say, I have this land available. I want you to come and put goats here, grow these goats. My contribution is the land, but my goal is to have a goat farm and be part of this and grow with you. Do you have an MOU that covers this kind of situation?
That is that we can consider in a lease form. We are going into partnership, but you're now leasing the land to us.
Yes.
So we use the land, and the money that would be paying you for leasing your land, it must be big. It can't be 10 acres. Yes. It must be big, maybe a square mile, maybe 2 or 5, or some big land. Because we cannot leave our land for your land at a big cost.
No. I mean, as a branch, for example, like a branch.
Yeah, but I'm saying it must be big land. Should be at least minimum 300 acres. Yes. Yeah, and we are going to lease that land. Whether we're going to do maize there, whether we're going to do goats there, any business that we're going to do on that land, we are into a partnership of leasing that land from you. And the money that we would have paid you, we start a goat farm. So we quantify the goat farm that we're starting for you vis-a-vis the money we should be paying you. Then if they match, we kickstart. Yeah, that is how we can play.
Okay. You were still, you mentioned the pricing and the breakdown, which is good, very clear. For a person who wants to start the business, because by your discussion, this is a good time to become a future Riham, right? While you're getting to Coca-Cola, this one Riham. So for a person who is targeting that Riham, right? What steps can they take today?
The steps today they should take is to start now. You know, there is a lot of people confuse procrastination for God's timing. That is a big time problem for us.
And research also.
People be like, God's timing is not yet. I'm waiting on the Lord. Which Lord? Do you have a different God than we do? Say to you if he's different. But if the sole God that I know, the omniscient, the omnipresent, then guy, you have something you're not seeing. There is no such a thing as God's timing. Let me tell you, I'm this person who has one problem. I'm fast. I think of an idea, and before it is fully formed, I am already on it. I started the restaurant without even registering. I don't have the name. I don't have registration. I don't have certificate of incorporation for the restaurant. I don't know where I'm going to get the chef from. I don't. But my idea has told me that I need to create a KFC in Goats. And before some problems stir around this good idea, I'm already on it. So whoever finds me, they will only have one option: refine it. But they don't have an option of saying,
it won't work.
It won't work. Because I'm already in it. That is how I have grown. If someone asked me, how have you become the Obed? Because the Obed you're seeing is not the Obed you could look at 20 years ago. I am the Obed that was sleeping under the roads, in the tunnels, in the trenches. I was homeless for 6 months in Kampala, here in Busega. If you know where the market is, I was the person fetching water for those people selling mamba. I don't know what mamba is, mudfish or something.
Yes.
Those women that cut mamba, I am the person who was fetching water for those people in my hands at the age of 17. I want to promise that what has helped me from that guy to the person dreaming of the tallest building in Kampala, what has helped me is one thing: action. It doesn't matter whether the action is wrong or right. What matters is what have you done? You see, I went to South Africa in 11. First time. My first time to fly was 2011. I went to South Africa to learn goats. I had seen them on Facebook, and I had seen that they have goats of $800, and ours were going for maybe around $10, $20. And I'm like, this is not right. Our goats are $20 and they are dying. Their goats are $800 and they are not dying. What is the problem? So I flew to South Africa. The same country that I went to for my first lecture, I have been there twice. 2024, 2025, I've been there twice now, teaching. Fully paid for. bookings, they have paid for my flight, my hotel, my transport, my everything, and they have paid in advance. Like 6 months. Now, I'm going to India on the 20th. I'll be going to Turkey around 1st August. I'll be going to China around 7th there. So I have a trip of about 3 weeks. And these people paid last year. I have lots of orders. I'm going to Liberia. I'm going to Eritrea. I've been to Ethiopia. These people are calling me big time to train them and see if...
As the sun rises across Uganda, a new dawn in luxury living awakens. Solana Lifestyle and Residences is Uganda's newest, most prestigious and award-winning lifestyle destination, an address for those who dream differently. At Solana, you're close enough to the hustle of the city, but far enough to come home to a sanctuary of smart living. Join a community of like-minded individuals where everything is taken care of and safety and security come standard, where each community has a clubhouse, play area, pool, and other incredible features. Let an oasis of calm greet you at the end of each day with manicured gardens, pathways, parks, bicycle tracks, and so much more. Whether you're upscaling or settling down, buying a first home or investing,
Solana has it all. Uganda is now open to the world.
They can get to the empire we are becoming, or they can get half of what we are. Now, what has helped me do that? Of course, God is the sole reason. But what has God used me to do is the action. I've done a lot of wrong actions, but the right actions are still talking. I don't even remember the wrong actions I took. Why? Because I learned from them and refurnished or reinvented or refined those wrong actions, and they're now up and running. So I'm telling you, the restaurant is up and running. It is now registered. It is VAT registered. It has 3 branches in 3 months. Does it make sense? Each day, I'm eating 21 goats in the 3 restaurants. 21 each day. Time is 365 days. How many goats are those? So a point is going to come, and even if I don't export my goats, I can dictate. I can command the market. Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. So when I say I'm going to become a capitalist, that is what I mean. Goats give a minimum of 100% on return per year. That is the bare minimum. The impossible bare minimum. Return on investment in goats is 100% per year. So it means if I get a loan of 12, 15, 19, 20%, I have my 80, 85 or 88 on return from that loan. I actually did a math last week for my client, and I chose to share it with people online. I was giving him an example that if you borrowed 300 million, the day you borrow is the day you make profit, not after paying off the loan. People teach financial literacy, but financial literacy is not teaching the known, it's teaching the unknown. So these are things I think about and do. I'm so lucky that the things I'm telling the people is what I do. So even if you ask me at night, I'll give you off head. So when I get a loan of 300 million, I will at least secure a profit of 100 million instantly. And this I can buy a property, this I can do anything. It is my money, it is my profits. So I can determine what this 100 million is going to do. If it is an investment, I will invest it. If it is my savings, I will save it. If it is my anything, vacation, I will pay, because I'm guaranteed that the 2/3 will 100% secure and pay off the loan with interest. Does it make sense? I have gotten 300. The 200, even if I invested them in maize, what I will do, I'll go for a business that pays me in less than 6 months. And I'll not take this monthly payment schedule for the loan. I'll take the 6 months payment schedule, and I'll take 3 years maximum. No one should take a loan beyond 3 years. That is now, it becomes a liability. It is not something useful. It's not an asset. But when you use 3 years and less, it is an asset. And 1 year is also not an asset because you have not used this money and you have put it back. So you need to reuse the money as you get money. So 2 years, 3 years, fine. Now, I'll pay 6 times. 200 million, if invested in acres of maize, I will have about 60 acres of maize. Because each acre, according to our arrangement where we're managing people's maize farms, 3.5 will help you set up an acre of maize fully from the day of hiring the land, cultivating, fencing, maintenance, up to the harvest period. And when you harvest that acre of maize that you invested 3.5 in, it will give you a profit, net profit of 1.3. Still, it is not the price that is giving you hassle. The market is giving you hassle because you're not ready to service the market. For example, if you want to be at CEO Insights and you don't qualify, can you be?
No.
Simple, it's as simple as that. If you want a Range Rover and you have your 50 million, can you get one? It's a range. You see, you can't compromise. It is a status. Like Jesus said, no one can go to heaven without going through me. So if you don't have what it takes to go there, you don't go. Very simple like that. Now, I'm selling my maize for the last 15 years at 2,000. Minimum, bare minimum, 1,500. The impossible. And that is about 8 years ago when I last sold at 1,500. And in the market here, we are selling at 300, 400, 700, 1,000. I think the biggest it has been is around 1,500. That's the biggest for the market here. Why? Because each person has maybe 10,000 tons. That's the best they can have, 10,000. And that is huge, big time farmer. But YPA, we cannot sell 50,000 tons. It has to be 300 and above, 300,000 tons. And we sell to the companies that produce ethanol, that produce carbon dioxide. The fire extinguishers that you use, where do they get carbon dioxide from? It is from the maize. The people that produce carbon dioxide need hundreds of thousands of tons. So it means if they can't find someone who has that kind of maize, they can't buy. They want someone consistent who can consistently produce the same quality in huge numbers, even without upfront payment. That is how businesses operate. And it is me who has the maize that can do that because I'm already keeping it. So if someone takes it and they pay me 6 months later, no problem. As long as I have confidence, they'll pay. That is how we do business. So I'm looking at the 200 million shillings, not even put it in goats that is more profitable, of course. I'm putting it in the maize because I want to repay 6 months. The goats may not allow me to pay in 6 months. They may allow me to pay annually, which is not possible for the bank. Now, I'm going to put in maize. I'm investing in 60 acres, and each acre is going to give me 1.3. So 1.3, that is 78 million per season. Remember, I borrowed only 300. So the installment per month should be around 68 per period, per 6 months. So it means each season I'm going to have a minus 10. I'm going to have a plus 10. I'll pay off the loan and get my surplus of 10 million. Second season, same thing. Third season, same thing. Fourth and fifth and sixth season, and I'll clear the loan, and I'll have about 60 million left with me as profit on top of the 100. But remember, the 100, I invested it long time ago. It has also multiplied in 3. So I get 300 million, I'll put the 100 million in the goats, and I'll put the 200 million in the maize, so that the maize can pay off the loan and the goats will be my business. That is how we get fake money give us good money. Does it make sense? It is the fake money that gives us good money. I am against forex and money trading. I am against it because it is fake property against fake property. Money is a fake property. And if someone says I have money, they are poor. CEO, you're so poor that all you have is money. There are 5 assets, 5 financial assets. Economics and accounts talk about only 2, which is fixed and current. Under current, we have the chattels and the liquid. Here we have property, cars, buildings. But that's the least, that's the bottom. So they never tell you the 3, which are the more important. One is the spiritual asset. Even if you're believing in Hinduism, even if you're believing in the devil, that is a spirit. You're not believing in a human being. You're believing in a spirit, a realm somewhere. And you know why God does not kill the devil or people who believe in the devil? Even the devil was created by God. So in other words, you're praising the Lord because you're praising something he created. If you're believing in a phone and that is your spirit, still God says, okay, kasita alimu kukkiriza mu kintu omuntu gwe natonda kye yatonda. That is his mathematics for me. But there must be a spirit for anyone to grow. Number 2, integrity. This is so expensive that people cannot afford it. Integrity. What does integrity help you? It helps you not to chase the clients that are already on board. YPA has a record. We have never had an exit client. In the last 17 years we have been on the scope, we have no one single person. The one that left us was, in our very initial stages, we were 21, one left. We remained 20, but he has always wanted to come back, but he can't afford the price now. But that was the one person I can relate to. He left us when we had not yet formed. We were still in the forming. So integrity helps you keep your friends, helps you keep your clients, helps you maintain your clientele list growing. Why do we lose clients that have already tested us? Not keeping our word. If you're good, be good. If you're bad, be bad. People will love you when you're bad.
When you're clear.
Clearly, I am bad. That is who I am. People will love you. Even if you're bad, be a person of integrity in your bad mode. People will love you for your bad. Oyo bwajo bwali. Ajja kukutomera togeza. So they will still appreciate you. So integrity is an asset. But most people don't have it. That is why they are always up and down. They have the sales up today, their sales are down. But if you have return clients, integrity is the key. If your quality is this, let it not be this. Yes. Then 3, relationships. After here, I'm going to see the head of the State House Investors Protection Unit. And I'm a big-time investor in Uganda and East African countries. So we have deals we are going to discuss. We are setting up a farm worth 50,000 acres in Tanzania. So there are documents I want from her office. There are also communications I want them to have with the other side of the government so that we align and start our branch in Tanzania. Now, how on earth would I have secured such a big deal? 50,000 acres, free of charge, the government has just offered. How would I have secured that deal without connections? CEO, you're a good and relevant and important person in the country, but you can't help me secure that loan or secure that big deal. Now, how does she help me? She's going to make a call and she'll introduce herself as, I am the head of State House Uganda Investors Protection Unit. The rest is history. This is a breakthrough. Friendship helps you secure things you can't afford, even with your collateral.
I agree.
For example, If my daughter, I have a daughter, she's called Itungo Kakwanzi. She's 15 months old.
Oh, congratulations.
She's 15. But we have another one, who is a weak boy.
Oh, okay.
He's called Chirabasheja. So we are trying to imitate the goats in that rate of production. we don't want the goats to leave us so far. So if my daughter, Itungo Kakwanzi Bochi Burgali, ever dares to get married to, let's say, Semako Kiro, she will definitely become a queen. Does it make sense? And that is what we call the power of relationships. Semako Kiro is there. My daughter is there. But if they ever happen to be together in a marriage, my daughter becomes a queen. My title changes to being a Caesar, father-in-law for the king. Does it make sense? That is the power of relationships. If I have been traveling to other countries with an ordinary passport, my passport changes. I have a blue passport, my friend. I'm not a VIP. But if I am the father-in-law for the king, I am 100% guaranteed that I will have a VIP passport, the red passport.
Diplomatic.
How? Because relationships. That, if you have spiritual asset, how did YPA form? Where did we get the idea from? Spiritual asset. How did KFC come about? Spiritual asset. How did the NBS form? Spiritual asset. How did the President Museveni think with 27 guys
To go in the bush.
to go in the bush? Spiritual asset. Where did he get the conviction that he will do something? Spiritual asset. That is the reason Elon Musk is growing. He has a spiritual connection somewhere. It is you thinking that people you call them pagans. They are not pagans. A successful person is not a pagan person at all. Never. They have a spiritual realm they connect with. They have rituals they do. They have rituals. You can't. You have to have a realm be connected.
It's true. It's true.
And that is what brings us to this life.
Of all the clients that you have, actually not of all, if you look at all of them, how many goats total are under your management right now?
117,000 goats.
117,000.
There is about 117,722 around that. But at least I'm sure that it is 117,000 plus. We do a census every 6 months. That is about 6 months ago.
A goat census?
Yeah. We do a goat census.
That is actually funny to think about. It's quite interesting. Because when you hear census, you know it is counting people, right? But goat census.
Yeah, we do a goat census. You have to plan for every 6 months we do. Every 6 months we do a census. And by the time we do this census, you might find we have about 180.
These,
in spite of the sales that we do.
Right. These clients that you mentioned, several out of the country, big organizations and all this, how do they get to know about you?
One, you don't want to be this beautiful lady in the dark.
Okay.
She's beautiful, but she's always hiding. So her beauty is as useful as nothing. I mean, people think I should have discovered the secret and did it.
In hiding.
Undercover and prospered undercover. That is a trend that was here. Bagagga kwagala na bugagga chama. Takubulira chamugagga wazabiringa bukadde magezi. But why? What good have they done? They have died and their properties is now sold by the children, and we are here seeing so and so is losing, so and so is losing their property, ABCD. So what good is in hiding? One, we will still know you're rich. One, we will still know you're selfish. One, you will still die. I have chosen to be a legacy. Yes, I'm not working for food. I promise. I don't have to convince you about that, but that is the truth. I am not working for food. Even if I rested now, I stopped eating. I stopped working. I'll still eat and live better lifestyles than the ones I'm living actually, because now I barely take vacations. I barely visit big places I want to visit for my fun or my time. But if I rested today from work, I will do that happily till the day I die. If I have 35,000 goats today,
so when
I
you
can
say
eat and grow. So what I'm saying is that my legacy is more of an importance more than my life. So I would sacrifice my life to leave a legacy that has impacted the world, not just Uganda, not just East Africa, but Africa. So that is why I'm out loud. That is why I'm here. You're not going to pay me. I'm not expecting a check. And even if you gave it to me, I will not get it. Why? Because I'm doing my job. The passion I have is for the people to be better. If I was in the slums and now I can decide where to be. So how about 1,000 more people do that? So the big people see the picture. You know, when someone is lying, you can see. Even when on the phone or on a video, you can relate that they are doing something. But when they look at what we do and how we do it, they get attracted. I've had the best companies. I've had the director Bukola. He has visited and the family. I've had the director Maganjo. I've had Take. I've had big companies from big people, the head top management from Mokwano. I've had top management from Movit. I can't mention all of them. They have visited my farm. And that is here. But if I talk about the Maktoum, imagine the Maktoum in the Gulf countries. They are the tycoons there. They have sent delegates to visit us here. I talked to Liberia. They have sent from one palace, they have sent about 3 delegates. We have people from different spectrum who see actually what we are because they can relate.
Or they see the picture that you're creating. They are looking at the foundation and they can tell the building that you're building.
Exactly, they can see where we're going. You can't have 100,000 goats and you're thinking small. So they want to be part of that journey. They want to know how do we do it. They want to know if they can practice the same or half with what we are doing. And that is why they keep coming. Right now in Uganda, we have 13,000 members.
In this YPA?
In this YPA, 13,000. If you have attended one of our AGMs or watched online, you will see we had 37,000 last month but one. Today's first, May 2025.
And these people, you've grown them over a period of how
17
long?
years. Just 17.
And it is word of mouth?
Word of mouth.
Referral themselves?
They refer themselves. Actually, we started being online on 2017. But before then, CEO would get interested, they join, they go and tell Peter, Peter tells Jenny, Jen tells. That was how it works. And that collected 1,800 people, which is 1,800.
If someone wants to join YPA, what are the requirements and how much might it cost?
Today, then it was free. But now there's a price because there's what we call management.
Of course.
Yeah, you have to have people updating their documents. The CEO bought 15 goats, now they are 16. They bought 2 acres of maize. We should confirm if they received their profit this month. There's a lot of management. So there's now management costs and there's membership costs. So registration is 100,000 and annual subscription fees is 150. So which makes a total of 250 for a new entrant. And for someone who has joined already, they will be paying
The recurring.
the current 150.
So the 250 is the required
Yes.
to enter the space.
Yes.
But your level of contribution determines what you get out of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
What you bring on board is directly equivalent to what you
will get.
Yeah.
Do you have a minimum or like a suggested
Yeah,
minimum?
the minimum is 5 goats.
Minimum is 5.
5 goats.
But there is no limit, upper limit.
Yeah. For now, we're looking at 10 million goats. 10
As the
million.
target?
Yes, 10 million goats is what we want. And when we get there, we shall have a cap.
10 million goats?
Yeah. And we will get there because we do not have 100. Now we have 100,000.
So, let me even take a break. Let me ask this question so I understand that maybe when you tell people that your goal is to get 10 million goats, do they have the same reaction like I had?
Yeah, some actually will just bluff it off.
And say, you don't know what you're talking about.
But for us, we have. Today in the world, we have 3,028 billionaires, full stop. The world full of 8 billion people. We only have 3,000, you can Google now, 3,028. And probably I'm going to be one of those, maybe I'm the next 29th, 3,029th.
Because of God.
Why those people are so small? It is a percentage you cannot talk. What is 3,000?
It is definitely less than 1%. 0.00000.
You see, why is it that small? Because people do not understand big dreams. Once upon a time, I was talking, I was from Chireka, I'm an SDA. I come from the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
That is your belief?
Yes, that is my belief. So I was coming from our conference. It was at Chireka here, and that's where the head office for the central Kampala is. So I was coming from that office. I passed via Mbuya at URA. I connected to Ginger Road. And as I was passing URA, I saw that tower. And it really looked nice for me. But remember, YPA ends with A and URA ends with A. So I'm like, what if I remove the UR and replace with YP?
On that building?
On that building. That is how the YPA Tower dream was born. She's not very old. It was.
And let me tell you this. Maybe your marketing people will tell you. If you call it YPA and you've built it like this, at the very top, like the Egyptians have the sphinxes and all that on the pyramids, right? You put an image of a goat at the very top.
And it will be there. That's the exact dream. We actually, even at the goat house, we have the same goat up.
So
right.
It's clear
what
we're dealing with here.
It will definitely be there. You can't do away with goat. It will be there and it will be rotating around, probably in different colors. So I told my auntie, I was with my wife and my auntie in the car. So I told them.
As the sun rises across Uganda, a new dawn in luxury living awakens. Solana Lifestyle in Residences is Uganda's newest, most prestigious and award-winning lifestyle destination, an address for those who dream differently. At Solana, you're close enough to the hustle of the city, but far enough to come home to a sanctuary of smart living. Join a community of like-minded individuals where everything is taken care of and safety and security come standard, where each community has a clubhouse, play area, pool, and other incredible features. Let an oasis of calm greet you at the end of each day with manicured gardens, pathways, parks, bicycle tracks, and so much more. Whether you're upscaling or settling down, buying a first home or investing,
Solana has it all. Uganda is now open to the world.
You know what? I am convicted now. I have a conviction that I'm going to have the tallest building in Kampala, probably in East Africa. I'm going to do that, and it will be slightly taller than URA because URA now
is the boss.
Is the boss.
Is it
no, NSSF.
Okay.
NSSF Tower, the new one.
Whichever at that time.
But that time it was NSSF was not there. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. And Senga was like, my friend, my son, you know, I believe God has blessed you. But my friend, you're going to die. Now madness is coming.
She said madness.
Madness is now taking you. It is now becoming too much. You know what I'm suggesting? Let's change the topic and let's keep it low. You know, it is big. It is good to dream big, but it is again not to dream. It is insane to you die. I don't want to lose you. This is government we're talking about. You are a moreover. And who are you? I'm like, Senga, do you know that if it was not for me dreaming, there would have not been a goat house in any country. I don't know where there's a goat house. No, if God has blessed you with a bicycle, don't think He's going to bless you. There are other people to bless. So don't think every time He'll be blessing you. And I was trying, now it started sinking in me. I started seeing how far the dream is. And I realized this is the time I have now to take the decision. I packed.
The quick, first decision.
I packed. I kicked her out of the car. My auntie, paternal auntie.
You know, you're raising, I'm sorry, I have to cut you short here. You're raising a very good point. It is always said in business and management, the easiest and fastest way to kill a dream is to tell it to who?
To losers.
Or someone who does not see the scope.
Exactly.
And what you did is practically ensuring that the dream lives. Like biblical, you say the SDA, but I believe you believe in the Bible.
Yeah, 100%.
Moses had to be taken out of the kingdom and put in a raft.
So that he can understand what the journey shall look like. I said, Auntie, first come out. Let me show you something. She stepped out and I'm like, you see? I closed the door. Then my wife was like, are you okay? Is the madness she has been talking about on you now?
Started.
I'm like, you say one more word, you will also stay here. And that is how my dream survived. The very day I told my media team, please make sure in my office I find a banner of this kind. I immediately downloaded the picture of the building. I sent it to them. I said, brand it YPA and put it in my office. The following day, I found it there. And up to today, that branded tall building is in my office. I'm seeing at it every day. I'm in office.
It's your vision board.
Thank you. So, things today, I told you action. You have to sacrifice for your dreams to happen. You have to make sure you're part of the big players. I'm in the Goat Association. There's not much they're adding on me. Actually, I'm adding on them. But why? It is a big network. You can't fail to get something from the big network. I'm in the farmers, cattle, whatever. I'm in a lot of groups. I'm represented. I send representatives every attendance. I'm in the Rotary. I send representatives. I'm in the BNI. I send representatives. Why? I want to be part of the big players. Somehow, somewhere, that is the only way I will keep getting insights of big things. And you see, if someone is watching CEO Insights Uganda, they will not stay the same unless you change and now start bringing. But if you focus and stay in bringing, if he's a musician, he must be a CEO playing a role in growing people. He should be talking about the journey, not giving us the other side of what we see on TV, but the real life of how to get from zero. Today, becoming big in goats is very easy. Why? There are lots of trainings online. People like us are free. I have free farm visits. Free, I don't make people pay. You visit for free. As long as you make a plan, you visit for free my farms and you can see anything you want. I have 3,000 goats on 12 acres, and that is my demo farm. where I'm showing you that land is not your problem, but your problem is the decision. People focus so much on which decision they make rather than focusing on the consequences of the decision. So did you know that indecisiveness is also a decision?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
So, and it is the biggest decision with the worst consequences.
True.
So people focus on which decision. Topapa kusalawo. No, papa kusalawo. Ngotegede bichi byosalirawo. How will it turn out? Will it be positive, negative? What will it cost you? Look at the consequences of, if I don't decide now, what are the consequences of not deciding? Do you know why? Why we all want to be rich but only 5% do that? This is the answer. 3 birds are sitting at the fence of our good condo. By the way, this is a good condo.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
this
you.
is a good thing. 3 birds are sitting there. One of them decides to fly. How many do we have left?
0. They all fly.
And that is what we should assume as the first right answer. But that is 100% wrong. Because one has decided to fly, so we can't decide what these others will do. And also, that is the second right answer. But the right answer is that none of them has flew. Because this other one that just decided.
It has not taken the action. That's what you say.
You get?
Yes.
It has decided. How many times have you decided to do something?
That's a good riddle. I like
Exactly.
it. I'm going to try it.
How many times do we decide to do something? We even reach an extent of warning God. Who are you to? Who the hell do you think you are to warn God? Mukama mwaka guno? What?
I put you on notice.
Omwaka guno? It is okay. You're a SFD, you live being a SFD and you become a devil worshiper, still you'll be poor. One reason, you're not taking actions. Go and see the people in the Bible. All of them took actions for their salvation to happen. Bartimaeus, oh Lord, help me, son of David, help me. Keep quiet. Don't say something. You're shouting for us. Oh Lord, King or son of David. And Jesus helped. That is an action. The lady that was bleeding for
yes, she touched the
she took an action.
Yes.
The man that was at the pool waiting for that time when the water is boiling, he had took an action for 38 years. The man that brought the crippled man through the roof, he did not touch them. He said, your faith has helped you.
True.
In the whole Bible, Jesus made 55 parables. 45 of them, it is only about 8 that are not financial. 45 parables are all talking about business. Jesus in the New Testament appeared 132 times. They have found him at the marketplace. They have found him
at the well.
He is at the business places. And only 122 times he was in business places. He has appeared in total 130 times, 32. But only 10 times he was not in business places. What does it mean? He was a business person. In business, they don't sit, they take action. That is the narrative. Let me give you another example. Do you know that Jesus resurrected Lazarus after 4 days? But let's go through that story. Jesus comes, disciples and the other friends of Lazarus come and cry, tell him how his friend, because Jesus was a friend to Lazarus, he was feeding him for a long time, and they were doing a lot together. So he was like, your friend Lazarus has died and nothing could be done about it. Please, we are so sorry. And Jesus is like, no, don't give a crap. This is something I can solve. But here is the insight. Jesus told the disciples, remove the stone. He entered the tomb where the body is, 4 days dead. And when he entered, he did his magic. The guy is up and cautious. All together. Jesus walks out and tells the disciples, please untie him. My question, big time. Does the Jesus who has the magic to resurrect someone, does he not have the power to tell the stone to go? Does he not have the power to untie this guy without touching him? Why did he give then the disciples the job to do? The answer is, Jesus does not do what man can do. Vision is something, but how to get to the vision is not God's work. He is responsible for giving you the idea. That is a spiritual asset. But how to get there is not none of his business. That is how you end up hearing people, naina ichiroto, na, I used to have. How the idea died, they never took the action. That is how it works. That is the syndrome. So today, if you join the goat business, you have all it takes because you have experts who can manage it for you. We did not have that. We were the best losers in 2011. By the time I flew to South Africa, I had lost 1,500 goats in a row of a month. So the best loser is now the best maintenance person. Why? I invested. You don't have to invest that much. Why do you have to invent a wheel that already has been invented? Better what is available. So today you have a company that can take care of your farm. Today you have a company that can take care of your goats even when you don't have land, you don't have resources, you don't have enough money. So 100 million, if invested in goats, in a goat farm, about 50 million shillings will go in putting up structures and making the environment for the goats worth. And we are only left with 50 million. So it takes us much time. But if you get all the 100 million and buy goats that will make money, it saves you the time so that in 3 years you have 300 goats or 400 goats. If you invest 100 million, that's about 140 times 3, that is about 490.
So let me use an example that might be more relatable for the viewer. The viewer has a corporate job in Kampala. Mm-hmm. The viewer has 5 million shillings.
Yeah.
And he has brought the 5 million and given it to you. Mm-hmm. Membership is there, mm-hmm. and the goats are there. Mm-hmm. What can this viewer expect a year, 2 years from this?
5 million, that I will use 4.9 to get 7 goats. Mm-hmm. Mm? That is at the current price, about 7 or 6 goats. Then I'll have membership, so it means 6 goats in 3 years will be 18. So I'll sell the 18 goats at 750. So you can get 18 times 750 and you know how much your worth of the farm will be.
In 3 years.
In 3 years. So just know that the money you have brought shall have multiplied 3 times in 3 years. Whether you die, your children will have that money. That is why we have the next of kin.
On the phone.
On the phone. We have 4 alternative other contacts. Why? In case you and the next of kin die, we still have other 4 people.
So far you have mentioned the empire, I would say, that you're building, and the love for capitalism and all this. You have a program that invites people to come and be part of it right now. For a youth who wants to start this business, do you think it is best for them to learn from you and start on their own? Do you prefer that they come and be part of your program, making you hence even a bigger capitalist? What do you think?
You know, capitalism is something we talk about as if it is bad. Huh? But it is good. It is good. It is not good that it benefits the person that started it. The founder of Coca-Cola is not there. And Coca-Cola is not owned by one person. No, it is owned by millions of people. I said millions. I'm not saying tens of thousands, millions. So people buy shares. You get? So whoever buys Coca-Cola today supports those millions of people.
True.
Today, YPA is not me.
You're the face of.
Exactly, I'm just the same of 13,000 members and 60 other thousand people. So we are about 73, putting the next of kin and the 4 other alternatives. Those are also close members of YPA, even when they are not official members. Does it make sense? So all these people, when you join us, you're broadening the country. I'm just the president of this country for now, and I'm not the first, remember. So anytime a president can come over, but we have created a country. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So it is not about me. Because if it was about me, I would be planning to stay in power till I die, and my child should take over. But anyone in my lifetime can take over and become MD. This is a company that we have created. This is a community that we have created. Also, today, YPA employs 1,444 staff. That is direct. Then we have over 100,000 people indirectly that are in the chains, in the collections, in the distribution, in a lot. Now, all those people depend on this so-called capital. We call it capital because we are going to become one big body and we will decide the fate of goats in the entire world, but we will be from Uganda. If you look at our logo, it starts somewhere in East Africa, then it goes to the world. So we will be here, and it will be Uganda deciding the fate of what the goat economy will look like. So whether you join or not, people from Liberia will join. So I'm saying this, join, get the knowledge, form something close to us, then we will be partners. That is what I'm saying now. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So if you join, learn, go and do something similar. I'm gladly going to give you all the notes, free of charge in Uganda. But if I'm going outside, you must give me at least 25,000 each day. So if you have the time, learn, join, start the similar group, then become a partner. Or you become a department. Instead of you starting, then you do marketing, then you do what? Join
the wheel.
Join the established. There's nothing wrong about it. Did you know that Zuckerberg only has 12%? 12. But isn't
Is number 2 or number 3 richest?
exactly
Yes.
isn't Facebook or Meta
Yes,
the biggest online something?
True.
But he has only 20.
All of them.
12%. And this is what everyone does. So don't waste time inventing what is already, because you want to be the big boss. What is it being a big boss on just a plate? Shouldn't we be big bosses in the oceans and we are?
And actually, you raise a good point. Using the same example of Mark Zuckerberg, while he is the head and has this small percentage, there are other actual billionaires and millionaires who do businesses that are ancillary to Facebook. So they are also rich. So meaning, if a person does not necessarily have to be the head of YPA, does not necessarily have to be you, but they can have their own investment in it and also make it by being like it.
Because all along we have been the king in your kingdom, and the kingdom is not known. So what is the problem of joining the known one? You get my point. You're not losing anything. You're actually gaining more. That is why we buy shares in MTN, we buy shares in Airtel. Why? They are already successful. And it is no longer about the Arab investor who started Airtel. It is about the millions that have joined. Whether you have your 10,000, your what, you still have a dividend.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
I'm sorry for cutting short. From the homelessness to the journalist to the goat king or the goat president.
Prophet.
This vision that you got, how did you actualize it from this background to where you are?
It was action. That's how I can summarize it. Action. I've been connected spiritually all my entire life, even in my shortest period. Because going to become a homeless, I had refused to do a job in a bar. So from my childhood, I've never tasted alcohol. I don't know how it tastes. I just see people drunk. I don't know what it takes to be a drunkard. I've never tasted, I've never lost my sobriety. Now, I have been connected, but in my connection, even when I am fasting, I am acting. And I have been working for the longest of my time. If a day has 24 hours, I am making sure I don't use less than 4 of the blocks. That means I'm going to use 2 blocks a day, 3 blocks a day, then I'll use at least a block a day, a night. So it means I can't sleep for more than, I've never allowed myself to sleep for more than 6 hours. My points of inertia, of inactivity, is always 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't think about, I don't plan for sleep. Sleep comes and the body demands.
Overtakes you.
Yeah, the sleep must come and claim my time. Not be planning,
It's time to go to bed.
Yeah. That is why if I go on bed, it must take me 2 minutes. So I do actions, a lot of wrong actions. I'm not afraid to do wrong actions. You know what makes a hero? My name is Rukuringa Mamanzi. Rukuringa Mamanzi is the squasher of heroes. You get the meaning? So if you're a hero, I don't do with non-heroes. Non-heroes are not my league. So the heroes is what I squash. That means that you're going to embrace fear with the most aggressiveness. So I do take risks. I take actions. And in those wrong actions, because Thomas Edison said that if you can't, and if you can, you're right.
Yes.
If you can't, you're both right.
Yes.
So it is just what you say.
Yes.
If you can, you can. If you can't, still you can't. So I have decided to say, I am wrong, but right. I started the restaurant up to now. The other 2 have taken shape, but the first one is still taking shape. Why? I did not have a plan. There was no architectural design. Because you're going to call the architecture and the architect, and he's going to ask you 50 million to design for you. Then you say, I need to first prepare. What I did, do this. Plan.
Put this.
Put this. I have my architect. Let me also use it.
Yes.
So by the time the guru comes, he's already refining what I have put in place. And the restaurant is up and running. And it is making about 3 million a day. That started in that ramshackle manner.
With no architect?
Without an architect.
Tell me, during this entire process, up till today, what has been the most outstanding moment for you?
The most outstanding moment for me is the day in the business world, you mean? The most outstanding moment for me was the day I had 37,000 people all seated at Kororo. And they had not come to see the president, they had not come to see Bobby Wine or Chameleon. And these people had come to hear from what I am saying. If you look at the video and you look at the picture, I was worried. I don't usually get worried or terrified, but I was terrified. About 1,000 people, when I came in a motorcade, arrived, about 1,000 people left their seats, stood in the rain and shouted, as if they are welcoming some big, maybe player or celebrity or something. And that terrified me the most. And I'm like, how am I going to keep this hope up? If you look at the pictures, they will show my veins stretched and my face toughened, and I'm like, what will I do to keep this hope growing? That was my standing out moment, and I'm like, come what may, I'll do whatever it is in my power. Even if it is to die, I'm ready. But not kill this hope. I'm going to keep it grow at every cost there is. So you better stand in my way at your own risk, because I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make sure this hope stays up. The only way it is going to go out is when I'm away. For now, that is if I don't get someone to continue. But if I'm around and I'm alive, you have to first go through me to make sure you touch those people, because they have suffered and they have really groaned and they have really faced a lot of challenges, and now they see that at least they can count on something. And that something is in agriculture. And that something is in what we have studied for years. That something is what everybody needs. That something just has to, we have to just let it grow, and these people will not cry ever again in their life. For example, we had a section B and someone won a car, an SUV car. Section B was a promotion, and we were just giving back to the people. And corporate people, stop telling your corporate and you can't do corporate social responsibility. You must be able to do CSR. To call yourself a corporate. So we did our corporate social responsibility, and someone won a car, and their life will never be the same. Another person won a fully furnished house like yours, but not very fancy like this one, but it was a fully furnished house. And their life will never be the same. That is lasting impact. Now, today, I have seen a lot of things, like selling 30,000 heads of goats. It has never happened in real estate to sell 5 cars in a day. I've been importing cars since 2013, but I've never sold 5 cars in a day. I've never sold 10 plots in a day. But I've sold 30,000 heads of goats. There are lots of moments like that. But the one that is still the most outstanding was the previous AGM. I can't relate. It sparkled, it gave me a lot of hope. You know, sometimes you're doing things and you're like, I'm investing a lot of my time in this. Do even these people understand?
You don't see the real impact. You can't quantify it until you actually...
Yeah, you're like, I'm going now to CEO Insights. I'm going to spend 1 hour there. This 1 hour should have solved 10 problems. But who am I even suffering for? Do they even get that, what I'm doing? And I really saw. And that is why I had to buy time to come and do this. Small as it is or big as it is, I give it time, because this is the only way we can add on our nation.
For the 37,000 people who were there seeing you in this moment, whom you're protecting the investment for, how do you ensure that your headspace is safe from distractions that might cause a failure?
One, I am not very common. It's not easy. Not that I've put walls, but the work I do is keeping me in the right places I am supposed to be. So it's very, very difficult for a distraction, like having a distraction of set systems. For example, I can spend 10 years without reaching office of YPA offices, and the office will be up and running. That means I've created system structures that run and operate. So my job is to be somewhere invisible, only visible online, but practically you might not see me. Yes. If you don't have an appointment, it might be very hard.
I know.
Yeah,
I know it took us a long time to get you
It
here.
might be very hard to find me in office or because why I'm doing that, not that I am kwepanka, no, but I am really doing actual work. And when you're doing actual work, this actual work keeps you in shape because you're thinking about the goats, you're thinking about these people, you're thinking about the right things. Then you do the right feeding. That is why my size is my size. Yeah, you do. You do the right feeding, you get the right nutrients, you do. 11 years, I have not tested any tablet. 11 years in a row. I don't know. So I am protected from that kind of carelessness because I have a big vision. You know, when God gives you a big vision, He gives you the same attitude to achieve. You know what it takes. How has Museveni at 80?
True.
Maintain the speed. You see, people 40, they are running and he's just walking. So how has he done that? He has never tested alcohol. He knows what to do at the right time. He's a munyankole, but he doesn't take milk. Imagine. He doesn't take milk.
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't eat bread.
Really?
Yes. So you see, there's some things we do. I have not tasted milk in the last 11 years. Yes.
Ben.
Yes.
I would like to thank you for coming on the show. I have been, I was very excited to have you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that we got you. I wish you great success in this.
Amen.
I wish you continued growth and also to be able to strategize, see all the risks as they come. The 37,000 to grow even bigger, the 100K to grow even bigger, and overall success in everything that you do.
And God has heard that prayer, and I say amen.
Amen.